Yeah, well, this first one is more of a kind of a generic sort of thing. So it's more just about preparation. It's kind of researching the employer, looking at their website, having a look to see what it is that they do, look through the job description and the person specification again. Um, so reading through that, because that can give you a bit of an insight into what sort of questions you might be asked during the interview itself. Um, and then you could actually do some practice interview questions um, from the list of person specification that you've got or the job description. You can come up with your own interview questions. Get someone else, if you're living with someone else at the moment, then get them to ask you questions. So yeah, that's my first tip: is prepare. Yeah, next tip is about more of the environment in which you're sort of sitting, or what it is that's going on around you whilst the interview is going to take place. So you want to make sure that you've got your phone on charge. So if you're taking a telephone call and you've got 15% battery, that to make sure that either you're next to a PowerPoint so you can have it plugged in, or to make sure that it's 100% charge. Make sure that you're ready maybe about 15 minutes before the call, just so if they catch you on the hop or something like that, you know that you're ready, you know that the environment's fine. Making sure that you've got a good signal. Also, make it a place that will be suitable. So maybe don't do any in the bathroom. So making sure that you're in a quiet place where you're not going to be disturbed, and let everybody else know that lives in the home with you, because you might be at home with kids and your partner as well. Turning off TV, turning off the radio, anything that would be a distraction, essentially. Number three, so practicing your verbal communication. So, we all have, we're all from different places and we all have different idioms and things that we use. I'm from Northeast England, and I know that, I'm living in Scotland at the moment, and if you're from Scotland, you might say Ken or I also might say I, because I'm from Sunderland originally. Make sure that, if you're going for like a multinational corporation or something like that, they might not understand certain, idiosyncrasies. So making sure that you're clear. Just remember to answer the phone in a professional manner. Because I think someone answered the phone. It was someone that I've been supporting, one of my clients. They answered the phone. What? It's not a good first impression. So having all the sort of relevant information that you need at hand as well. So keeping your CV at hand, the person specification. So if they ask you a question and you're kind of like, okay, I need to really think about this, you might have some things that are within, even if you write notes as well, you could write notes and have them to one side. So yeah, so I mean, today I'm reasonably relaxed, but when you're in an interview, you want to maintain your body language. So if someone has their body language kind of slouched and they're not really, talking into the phone as well, there's because you're not really seeing the actual body language itself, but it can very much come out in the way that you speak. So if you're not confident, if you're not projecting your voice and things like that, power pose, hands on your hips there, and just before you come to speak to someone, and really sort of have that positive body language for whoever it is that's interviewing you. So this one is interrupting. Because when you're on a phone call, it is different to being with another person. You do get visual clues when someone's about to talk, or when they're just about to finish talking as well. So you won't be able to find that. Just trying to find the verbal clues from people when they're about to finish. And when they're asking a question, what you could always do is just you could actually have a pause for a second or two. So look for verbal clues and try not to interrupt them.
So those were our top tips, everybody. If that was useful or you found that useful, we're sharing tips every single week on all our social media platforms. So that's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Just make sure you look for Next Step Edinburgh.